You know, every day we have to walk through this trash on the way to the gym. And I wasn't going to say anything about it, but I think a video is warranted for a couple of reasons. First of all, we went to Baguio, and you will see no trash anywhere in Baguio. We went to San Fernando in the Onion. You'll see no trash anywhere. We went to Davao. You will see no trash anywhere. So, as much as I would like to say it's a cultural thing, which is what I thought, because, and I have to correct my wife because all the time she says, you know, that it's a Philippine culture just to throw your trash down. It's not the case everywhere. And I would say probably in other places that used to be like this. But they got good leadership. And the leadership came up with a way to make the city clean. And here, there are some people working on cleaning up, but there's an old guy that cleans this one stretch of the sidewalk every single day. And every day we come back through and there's more trash dumped there. And it's sad in a way, but it's more than that because it's disgusting. You know, the people will take dead cats and dead dogs and put them in a garbage bag and throw them on the sidewalk here on the side of the road. And nobody will come and get it. And it just lays there, and the flies come and the maggots, and everybody that walks has to walk past that. And my question is, why do they tolerate it? You know, there's a 12% sales tax built into everything here. I'm also told that regardless of how little money you make here, you still pay taxes from your income. So there's still income tax. Even if you're somebody who makes the minimum of $8 a day, you still pay, the government still takes taxes out. Granted, there's a lot of corruption, and I'm not sure what entirely they do with all that tax money, but there's just no excuse for it. You know, strong leadership like that you see in Davao, like that you see in Baguio and other cities, strong leadership will clean it up. There's a theory in criminology called the Chicago theory. And what they found was, they did a study years and years ago, I can't remember when, I read it a long time ago, that, hang on, I'll just show you real quick what the sidewalk looks like. Not just trash everywhere, but also the weeds and everything growing up, so that when you get to certain places, you actually have to walk out on the street. You have to walk on the road. And I can't even put into words how awful the smell is through here. But the Chicago theory, or the broken windows theory. So if somebody takes a rock and throws it through the glass in an abandoned store, it won't be long until somebody else will come through and take up a rock and throw through the other window. But if you fix it, if you board it up, then that quells it. And what they found was that if you strictly enforce the minor crimes, the traffic laws, the jaywalking, the speeding, the not using turn signals, if you rigorously enforce those, the other crimes, the larger crimes, will go down. There'll be a reduction in major crimes based on your willingness and your ability to enforce the smaller crimes. and it's been tested, you know. I mean, there's New York did something similar with the comp stat, where they targeted high crime stops on the subway, and they enforced those high crime areas. They addressed those problem areas, and in doing so, they were able to reduce crime everywhere. So this is what, in my opinion, this is what needs to happen here in Angeles and Manila and other places as well, where when it rains hard and the flooding comes through, it picks up all this trash and it clogs up all the drains, and half the city floods. So there's a practical thing to it, not just the eyesore. You know, I can remember when I was a kid in the early 80s, there was a littering problem in Pennsylvania, and they started making the penalties very severe for littering and for dumping trash. And two things happened. First, in doing that, they started enforcing it, and it was, I think they raised the fine to like $300, and your license got suspended. Your driving license got suspended. Little by little, there was less trash on the side of the road. And coupled with that, civic organizations and volunteer groups, churches, American Legions, veterans organizations, Lions clubs, those sorts of things, Moose, Eagles, they would adopt the highway. And so there would be a part of the highway that they would actually go out once a month or whatever, and the people would clean up, and they would bag everything up in trash bags and then leave it on the side of the road, and then the government would pay to have the trash taken care of. So it cleaned up. You know, it's still not perfect, but this is ridiculous. And you know, everybody, including myself, does videos on the finer parts of the Philippines and how we love the beaches and the people here being friendly, and you know, and those sorts of things. But this is a real problem in a lot of cities here, and nothing changes if nothing changes. And so it takes leadership, you know, in the government to do two things: encourage people to dispose of trash appropriately, which may mean, and I don't know how they do it here, but free trash pickup. You know, again, you're already charging 12% sales tax. You're already charging these taxes for the occupation, you know, taking money out of people's paychecks and things like that. The free trash pickup, you know. People are dumping these dogs in this trash on the side of the road, entire garbage bags full of stuff, because there is another appropriate place to dispose of it. So that would be my suggestion. And then, you know, make the consequences severe. You know, if you get caught dumping, you know, you're going to have a severe consequence. And little by little, you have to change the culture. And I think that's what they've done in these other cities. So that's my video for today. You know, I know I'm not the only one who have said these types of things, but it doesn't change the fact that there needs to be change.